from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Friday, January 6th. So welcome to our full moon day. Of course, the moon is in Cancer in its place of power, definitely triggering all the feels. You may actually feel like you're being kind of punched in the heart chakra, if you will. We have a huge amount of repressed emotion, repressed energies that we have to kind of have triggered and activated to rise to the surface of our awareness for a release. If you have not listened to the astro forecast that I put out for this full moon in Cancer, please go ahead and do that. Please also listen to the January energy forecast for the full scoop on what January's energy has to offer. And also take a listen to your zodiac forecast so that you know where this particular moon event is going to be impacting your life. So with 9 different aspects here today, 8 of them involving the moon, you best believe that we are in for a highly emotional day. We have the moon interacting with Saturn right off the bat, which is going to bring a lot of weight, a lot of pressure to our shoulders, to our heart space. We are kind of being weighted down with a lot of karmic energy, a lot of roles and responsibilities, a lot of commitment and obligation. We are very kind of stuck in this present moment, feeling the guilt, feeling the shame, feeling the not so nice vibes from our past and present experiences. And it would be a good idea to use these tougher emotions as a framework on what it is that we have to free ourselves from. We have to use the pressure, the weight that we are feeling in our emotions, in our headspace, and even in our physical body as a good reminder on what it is that we've outgrown that we haven't yet disconnected from. The moon is going to make a very awkward interaction with Mars, who is retrograde in Gemini energy, really struggling in the mental battlefield to choose one path, one direction, one decision over the other. What I will say is because of the full moon cycle that we're in, because of the triggers and activations needed, this is likely going to bring up a lot of irritation, a lot of agitation, a lot of frustration, and borderline anger. We are just fed up. We are tired of sitting in the funk. We want to take action. We want to move forward, but nothing seems to be moving. And that is enough to tick any of us off. Now, we are going to have a very interesting interaction between Saturn and Neptune. Saturn, of course, the Lord of Karma, ruling over structures, foundations, routines. Neptune over there in its place of power in Piscean energy, our soul self, our intuition, our dreams. We are definitely going to feel the struggle between what it is that we think we should be doing and what it is that we actually want to be doing. The Saturn energy has us so focused on the present moment that there's absolutely no room for magic, no room for the possibilities. We are just kind of stuck with the here and now, and whatever it is in our current circumstances, that's really kind of putting us in a funk. This overwhelming energy, this overwhelming intensity is definitely going to trigger and activate this Neptune energy, which in its not so nicest form has us wanting to numb, has us wanting to just check out from reality, wanting to disassociate, wanting to bury our head in the sand. There is this great big struggle within us, wanting to be hopeful, wanting to be positive, wanting to stick on the line of optimism on what it is to come. Yet that Saturn energy really raking us through the coals definitely does not feel good. The moon is going to sextile the true node, though. This is a helpful little interaction because this funk that we're sitting in, this pressure that we're feeling is actually revealing to us what it is that we need to do in order to kind of resolve some of these issues, to free ourselves from this funk. The true node is our soul's path, our destiny point, and there's a lot of healing, a lot of growth taking place under this full moon energy with a lot of realizations coming from the not so nice thoughts, not so nice feelings. Now, to add to this little funk that we're in, we have the moon squaring off, entering into the battlefield, if you will, the boxing ring with Chiron, the wounded healer, who is definitely going to illuminate for us where it is that we're still struggling with certain people, certain topics, certain themes, certain aspects within ourselves, especially the not so nice thoughts and feelings that many of us are going to try and distract ourselves from here today so that we don't feel them. May I remind you that Chiron is the wounded healer. We have to feel it in order to actually heal it. The moon is going to sextile, which is a beautiful energy, with Uranus, the great awakener, who is retrograde in Taurus energy. This is going to be a positive shift. We are opening up our mind space. We are opening up our heart space to the changes that need to be made. And we are more easily adaptable under this influence. At 6:08 p.m., again, Eastern Standard Time, we will have the moon sitting across from opposing the sun. The sun, of course, in Capricorn energy, the moon, of course, in Cancer energy, gives us our full moon in Cancer. Again, download your moon guide. Listen to the astro forecast. Do the inner work required in order to release the shadow elements under this moon influence so that you can free yourself up for initiating some of the chapters, some of the life lessons that we are about to move into once we can purge and release this heavier weight, this heavier energy. Now, the moon is going to go ahead and make a positive interaction with Saturn, and Lord knows we need this. So this is going to help us lighten the weight, lighten the vibe. Of course, it's taking place shortly after the peak energy of the full moon, which means that we are realizing where it is that certain roles, certain responsibilities, certain obligations, certain commitments are sucking the life force energy right out of us. And of course, when we have that realization, we can come up with a solution on what it is that we need to do in order to free ourselves from particular aspects that obviously have been weighing very heavily on our heart space, on our head space. The last aspect that we have here today is the moon opposing, sitting across from Mercury, who is retrograde in this Capricorn energy. Mercury is sitting very close to the sun in Capricorn. Definitely a key player in this particular full moon event. And let me just say that the revelations that we're having, the aha moments that we're having, the epiphanies that we're having are very, very shook worthy, let's say. Although most of these revelations are coming from reflecting back, looking back on the past, it does carry a very powerful element of change on how it is that we are going to restructure our path moving forward. So again, if you've been listening to me for any amount of time, you would know that we're in this weird situation right now where in order to gain insight on where it is that we need to move forward in our future path and pursuits, all of those answers are actually found by reflecting back and reviewing our past.